We are live. Hey guys, how are you? How is everybody? Can you hear
Good
us?
morning, everyone.
How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay. How is everybody in the chat? How we doing in the chat? So I thought that we were going to get somebody who wanted to share their story from last week, but I haven't heard from them. And I'm not. This isn't about shaming anybody or anything. This is just something didn't happen. Is all. Because I don't see where I got anything from them over last night, or so they probably just decided to change their mind, which is fine. Yeah, I don't have
It
anything.
happens.
So unfortunately, that happens. People decide that maybe that wasn't what they felt good about, and maybe they'll come next week and speak on what was going on.
Right.
So anybody that has stuff that they would like to talk about, we're just here talking about getting through the week and the struggles and real life and what we do. And, you know, uh, so here's something that's interesting. Uh, I don't know that it really has much to do with our channel per se, but in a way it does. So Gypsy's birthday was the 27th, which was yesterday.
Oh, I missed it. I forgot to mail my card.
She
Shoot.
turned 33 years old, and trust me, she has an address that she has put up for people to mail her cards and gifts. That shouldn't surprise you. She actually does have that. She has a Cash App in her description as well. So okay, what, she's 34? Okay, she's 34 now. My bad. But they all went. Good morning, country. Life of Chicken. Send Ash my best. Flash my best. I'm sorry. Send Flash my best. So they all got tattoos.
Mm.
They got tattoos that they're horrible tattoos, by the way. Guys, let's be real. Bree's watering can that goes over her, that looks like a brain. To me, it didn't even look like a brain. It looked like coral to me, but that was, they got tattoos said F Bree I. And now that's kind of cultish, and that's kind of, you could bet they did it when they were drunk. Bad behavior. Tramp stamps when you're drunk.
That's juvenile.
Yeah, but they're 34. They're all older. One of them is my age with liver disease. So why she has that ink inside of her body right now when there's tests and stuff that people go through is not a good idea. But I got anything for Gypsy. Anything for that mommy, Murderer. They didn't look good at all, right, Kathleen? So a few of you guys have asked me about the movie. So last night I did a live stream with Night Combos.
I caught the end of it.
Okay, right. And I was talking about a movie that I saw as a child that stuck with me. And lo and behold, and I've been looking for this movie, like legitimately, and they had a video. I watched the movie last night, and actually I fell asleep the last half hour of the movie. But I was talking to Jamie from Milk, Honey, and Mayhem about the fact that I hadn't seen that movie in so long. And it was a movie in the 80s, so I didn't have a VHS tape of this movie. I maybe saw it a few times because I really liked it. But the movie definitely had an impact on my life because the dialogue I knew very well. Like, I knew what was coming up in the dialogue. And there was just certain things about that movie that just struck home. So I'm so grateful that I have that movie. And even though I fell asleep the last half hour, I definitely know how it ends and stuff. I will be watching the last half hour again. And I'll probably continue to watch the movie over and over again. So it was a great movie. And I thank everybody that showed me the way to see this movie. So I'm very grateful for that. So thank you. So that answers the question about the movies. Yeah, the tattoos looked like they were done in prison. The name of the movie was called Why Would I Lie? And it's a movie from 1980. It's with Treat Williams. And the kid that's an actor in it is continued to be a successful actor to this day. He was in Suits. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, yep. Um, Close your eyes and feel our hugs. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you guys. So, anybody got anything to share? Did anybody have a rough week? Anybody have anything that they want to share or talk about while I get my coffee, which I left over here? Way over here. I didn't hear anything. Anybody have anything to share?
No. Doesn't look like it. I don't know if you guys all recall what I shared last week about the family member that I was dealing with that I know is not doing well. Well, I had to call the police department to do a welfare check Friday night because nobody had heard from them. And I wouldn't have done it except the family member's employer reached out to my daughter because he remembered my family member talking about my daughter and my grandson's case. So he knew her name and looked her up and reached out and said that my family member had basically abandoned his job, hasn't been to work in quite some time. His phone is off, and they went to the house and it's all locked up and nobody's answering the door. So he was concerned. So
Right.
when my daughter shared that with me, I felt obligated to do a welfare check.
Right.
I'm happy to say everybody's okay. They just don't want to talk to anybody and they just kind of shut everybody out. But the police made contact and said, everybody's okay. So that was it. I have to accept that. And that's it. They're alive and well. I don't know how well, but
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, though.
that, and that's tough. It's tough knowing that they've just shut us all out. They don't want to, they are not communicating with anybody, giving up their jobs. I mean, something's got a hold of them really bad and it's scary. But that's
Absolutely.
all, that was my Friday. So that's it. It's tough when you can't, like, I'm that kind of person who wants to jump in and take control and fix it. And I can't. I don't like it.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Sometimes we think we know what's best, and we might know what's best, but if somebody doesn't see it, it's not what's best for them.
No, and they're not thinking logically like you and I. We know what they're thinking about.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
It sucks. I hate it. And, it's not like they're kids. They're not young people.
Well, if they were young people, you'd have control.
Yeah, I'd go over there and shake them, feel like, what are you doing, But yeah, it sucks. I hate sitting back and watching this happen. And, they've been down this road before. They know what the end result is going to be. They're going to lose everything. Not that it's just your material things, but I mean, so much more than that,
Yeah, I mean, as you get older, starting over and over again isn't as easy as it is when.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
like
not.
Starting over and over again is not an easy task. Absolutely not.
But so with my little story that I just shared, maybe that opens up, we can ask people, did you ever feel like the way I do, like wanting to get in and control it, but you can't? Like, does anybody ever feel that way when they're dealing with anyone, using? Has anyone else ever felt that way? I'm wondering, like, what to do and how you could fix it, but you can't. That's tough. And just wonder, has anybody else ever felt that way?
Hopeless and
Yeah.
helpless. Hopeless and helpless is the way
Yeah.
is the feeling.
It's like you just have to sit back and watch. You can't do a thing about it. And that's so hard.
I'm not sure I'm taking this the right way, Gutter Snipe. I don't think that that's coming from a bad place. Yes, I could totally relate to that. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how you think I should. And it might just be about the same thing. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to pick on you. I just don't know what that means. Um,
Mm. That happens a lot. What Ruth just said, somebody dragging them down with them. It happens very often.
there's a saying in that community, the AANA type community, that you will get dirty before you'll get somebody else clean. They will get you dirty before you get somebody else clean.
Yeah. If you don't walk away, you have to be strong enough to say, you can destroy yourself, but I'm not going to let you take me with you. And you have to walk away sometimes. And that's hard. Very
Yeah.
hard
No,
to do.
no, no. Yes, 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 yes. It is, but you can only do what you can do. When I used to be a drugs counselor, when I left the job, I would be empty, right? And then I'd go home and live my life, and somehow that emptiness would be filled up by the next time I went to work, right? But when you invest and you care and you're a good counselor, then it it just takes so much out of you. So again, it was a job. I was able to go and leave it at the job, but when there's people in your family or people that you love that are dealing with it, that's a 24/7 thing. It's totally different. You can't shut it off. You can't turn it off. It's there, and of
Right.
course you want what's best for them, and each moment is a dire moment when you don't know.
Right.
So,
I always say, I don't know how to explain it, and I don't want this to sound bad, but if you want to do that to yourself, fine, but you have children. It's
right.
like I just, and again, that's me not totally understanding addiction. Because me personally have not, I haven't experienced it personally, just within my family, my kids, my whatever. But I sit and think, you have these little people that depend on you. And I don't know, I just need to be alert and on my toes. And I just can't imagine just saying, oh, well, I'm going to just do this. But I guess because they still think they're okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they even go through that thought process.
Right. And that's,
I think it goes straight from I see it, I want it now.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And not
saying? So
thinking about,
there isn't a thought process. Because trust me, if there was a thought process, a lot less people would use. They don't go through, it's instant gratification right away, more or less.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just worry. I'm worried about them, but I'm worried about the kids more, I guess I would say, because I think, God forbid something happen. Where does that leave these kids? They have to, you know,
Well, so. Thank you, Gutter Snipe. Yeah, I didn't think it came from a bad place. I mean, you've been a subscriber of the channel, only said good things, but I just didn't want to agree to something. There's a lot of things going on. So, things that I can't even talk about. So, yeah, I mean, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Absolutely. But, I am who I am, and I have to stay true to who I am. So, that's as much as I can answer that question. Don't be concerned about my safety. I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know anybody else who's in trouble at the moment with anything. So all is good with that. Yeah. Um, so let's see. I'm going through this with my little brother. I've already lost one brother that was 19, and that's really sad, Gail. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that.
Sorry for your loss, and I'm sorry you're dealing with it again. It's
See,
tough.
this is, and see, some people, they become pregnant or they decide they're going to have a children and they turn their life around. Like, okay, so this is Jamie from Milk, Honey, and Mayhem. Guys, check out her channel. She's going to do some really exciting stuff on her channel. I'm psyched. Her
Oh,
channel is going to start taking a turn. I'm not going to give it up because it's not my place to give it up, but I'm excited. I'm ready to tell people, but Jamie will have to tell you about it. It's
well,
good
I'll
stuff.
be on the lookout.
I'm psyched about this because this is something that sorry, Jamie, this is something that is unique. So I mean, she's going to do something unique, but not so unique, but not so unique, but yet everybody's going to jump on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a unique approach to a common thing. I don't want to say any more about it because I'm screwing this up bad.
I'll be looking for it, that's for sure. I'm going to keep my eye out and I'll be watching.
So here's a couple people. My pal Sal Vintage, Al-Anon really helped me understand the family disease. That's true. And here's another one. Al-Anon really helped me and my father to understand a family member. Two separate people. Al-Anon, those that don't know about Al-Anon, Al-Anon is for family members and loved ones, not just family, but loved ones of people that are in active addiction, to help the family members understand what they're going through, or the people, loved ones, understand what they're going through. I've never had watermelon jelly. I don't know where that came from, but okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Al-Anon's a very good program. But people have to also understand when they go through Al-Anon. I mean, just like the person with the addiction, they have to understand and admit that the person that they're dealing with has an addiction, and that they have a problem because of that. You know what I'm saying? That's Al-Anon. You have to do that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what else? Anybody else got stuff? Come on, people. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about stuff. See, I'm glad you guys watched that movie. Why would I lie?
Well, I watched a movie this weekend. It was Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, I saw it on my streaming network. I haven't seen it.
Well, I've had this long crush on Adam Sandler. I was going to leave my first husband and marry him as soon as he came to his senses and left his wife and came and
Right.
got me. But I'm still waiting. Him and a few others, But yeah, I watched it with my daughter and her friend, her girlfriend. I think we watched it Saturday night, but I didn't get to see the end because I don't even know how we were watching it, if it was streamed on something or Netflix, whatever, but it cut out like the last 20 minutes of the movie. So I don't know how it ended.
Wow,
But
that's weird.
yeah, so I'll have to watch it again, but I'm still in love with him though. He gets better with age.
Yeah, men get better with age. Women just get old, it seems like.
I'm,
Yeah, I'm okay. Why
I'm
am I
still
not okay? Is
hesitant.
there something going on that I'm unaware of? This is like the second time people are asking me if I'm okay. Is there
Oh,
anything online that I'm not seeing that has a
I
target on
haven't,
my back or something?
I haven't seen anything about you, but
I
that
haven't.
doesn't,
I just, I never look me up, so I don't know. And I only count on you guys
yeah, I'm
to tell
wondering.
me stuff.
I haven't seen much, but that's not, I mean, I don't look around much. I just watch when you have a live or something. I don't really, you know.
Yeah, I mean, usually people will send me if somebody's saying something about me. Some people send me stuff, but there's a couple people here that are asking if I'm okay. Oh, okay, she said no. She was always asking. Okay, 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 cool, 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 cool. Okay, that's okay. I thought there was something that I missed. Maybe I don't know, something that somebody put out that I missed. And okay.
Well,
Wow, that's really sad.
but you know what though, Karen, when they're in jail or rehab, you can breathe almost. And I know it sounds terrible, but when they're away, you can say you know they're safe, you know, and I've been there with my son Gino. I at least, you know, if he was away, I knew he was okay for that day or however long. And I've even said after his death that, well, at least I know he's at peace now and I don't have to worry about him. And some people take that the wrong way. And I don't wish him to not be here anymore, but I don't have to worry anymore. So I know it's crazy. Some people think I'm heartless when I say that, but if you've been through it, you would understand it.
Well, this is her response back.
Yeah, that's true. Now you can be in touch and you know they're safe and you know their head is clear somewhat, you know. I get it.
Guys, somebody got a membership for this channel or gifted a membership for this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you. It was Carissa. Thank you, Carissa JB. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Here we go. My cousin is going through it. He's using now. He's not using now. Brain can see. This is very important when it comes to addiction and people getting clean. It's not enough to just get clean. You have to work a program because
Right.
whatever made you dirty is going to continue to make you dirty. You're just piling more shit on top of it. So you have to work a program. Whether it's your own program where you go to NA and you listen to stories or you make phone call, however it is, you have to work a program because you have to get rid of you have to get rid of yeah, I'm doing great. I'm feeling so much better. I had a Lyme flare up, so thank you so much. But so I'm doing good. Thank you guys. The the thing is that you have to quit the dope fiend behavior. The dope fiend behavior is a big part of the dope fiend, the addiction.
Right.
That trying to get over on somebody is an addicted behavior of itself. And you know, there are people, excuse me, that I'm close with that I know they're not using. They're still shit people. Unfortunately, because they haven't done anything to make themselves better. They're not using, so they're miserably not using and still blaming the world for everything that happens bad to them. They still don't have the tools to make it work in their favor. We have a
Right.
choice in life. How we show up for it is our choice. We could let things get us down, or we can let things cause a fire under our ass and keep us motivated.
Right.
I choose the second. I choose the second. And, you know, I think admitting defeat is something that I'm not good with unless I've actually gave it everything I got and I know that I did 100%.
Right.
You know, then okay. But usually if you if you're on the side of what's right and you're working in the best interest of people and with your heart, people, you might have problems at the beginning, but over time people will see the consistency in you. And two things are going to happen. They're going to lose you, or they're going to appreciate you before they lose you and make a difference. Either which way, you were there for them. How you walk away from them is how they treat you, basically.
Right.
Good morning, Simply Kara and Lisa. Counseling only goes so far, but there's more responsibility not on the counselor. There's more responsibility on the person sharing with the counselor. Counselor can only do what they're told. If you keep secrets from that counselor, they're not really helping you. They're helping with what you want them to think, not what's really going on.
It's you have to give them the tools to work with you. They're not mind readers. They can't, if you're not telling them, how do they help you?
Exactly. And if you're telling them untruths, they're not helping you at all. You know what I mean? If you're telling them, well, I only use or I only drink, and and in the meantime you're doing something totally different, how much help are you really trying to get?
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I mean, you have to know what to do with this stuff. You got to know what to do with it. Otherwise, it's still there. Absolutely. You definitely have to be honest.
Yes.
I feel the same way, Ruth.
Yeah.
I have no patience for drunks. I just don't have the patience. I'm not a counselor anymore. Just so I think you guys know I'm not a counselor anymore. And so this is past experience. You
know what? I have no patience for anyone under the influence of anything. And I feel like I have this radar. And I don't mean to sound that way, but it's not that I have any disgust for them. It hurts me to see it. So it's not because I can't stand, it's not that way. It's my own personal, it bothers me. And I was at Panera Bread with Brianna at some point over the weekend. And I
gotta love their hot Italian. They're spicy. They're Italian, and that salad with the chicken and the poppy seed. Yes, go ahead.
That's what I was just gonna say. I get that with the poppy seed dressing, and it has like oranges and
yes,
I don't know what else in it.
Yes, excellent. I love that salad.
I was sitting there eating it, and I caught a glimpse of this young man with what looked to be a girlfriend or a wife and a small, maybe a child about 2 or 3. And it was either his mother, her mother. You could tell you could kind of figure it out. And I observed him. He brought a lot of attention to himself. And Bree caught me looking at him, and she said, "Oh, he's on something, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And I couldn't eat anymore. I was done. I can't stand it. Like, I wanted to go up to him and say, like, "What the hell?" And I'm not allowed to do that. No, I know, but it's so hard not to want to say, what are you doing? But, it's funny that you have this radar, like you can sense it. And, it bothers me, even though I don't know the person, but I think, my God, it's everybody, it's everywhere still, all that we know these, and it's still so everywhere. Everybody's still doing it. And it's so bothersome.
Life is getting, and this isn't an excuse. It's not an excuse. Life isn't getting any easier, Rebecca. Life's not getting easier. So if life's not getting easier and it's already getting harder, I'm not saying, what are people supposed to do? I'm not saying that you go ahead and get high all the time. But seriously, the sad bit is life is hard and it's getting harder. And there doesn't seem to be anything that society is doing as a whole to even make it easier for people. What are they supposed to do? I'm not saying to use. I'm asking, what are we supposed to do?
Right. And, if it's somebody who's already having issues and struggling in everyday life is getting even harder, what are they going to do? They're going to lean on that crutch. They're going to, that's what they do.
It's all right. We're not taking attendance, Drew A. But welcome back. We're glad you're here. We're glad.
Better late than never, they say, right?
Yep. Glad you're here. These people like Panero, man. I love that. I love that salad. I get that salad like once a week. It's expensive as hell, but I get that salad, and I get that Italian, that whole Italian, about $30. I'm walking away with the soup and salad, but I eat it for 2 days.
Yeah, I kept saying to Brie, "Oh, I wish I could make this at home. I wish." And she's like, "You can." And she's Googling it, like the dressing and everything. And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to make it at home."
And you have to buy so much stuff. Like you could buy the mandarin oranges. That's what they're used, right? But
yeah,
you gotta buy a whole can of mandarin. By the time you get to the salad, you probably spent $12 making like a salad for a whole family, but you're eating it on your own, so you're throwing it. I mean, like,
yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'll just come here and get it occasionally and brag about it and talk about it.
I love that salad. It's so I love that.
It's so funny you said that because I was trying to think of the one, and I knew the poppy seed dressing was. I don't know the technical name of it, but
it's chicken poppy seed salad.
There you go. Because I always say, I tell Brianna, order that salad that I like. She knows what I'm talking about, and
they don't have it year round. You know that they don't have it.
Yeah, it says seasonal or whatever. It's so.
I took for granted they had it year round, and I was fooled. No, I was waiting. And they were like, "I'm sorry, that's a seasonal thing." What season, man? I'm jonesing for the shit.
I know it is so good. I really love it.
I agree. And I agree, Kathleen. That's what we're saying. Like it gets hard.
Yeah.
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 I haven't had their French onion soup yet. Have you had their French onion soup at Panero?
I've never. I mean, the only thing I've had is this particular salad and then another, like a Caesar salad. And I get the bread bowl with macaroni and cheese in it or something.
Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. I'm trying to watch that. Like the salad kicks ass in that sandwich. Oh my God, the sandwich. I'd make my own version of that sandwich too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I've done that before. See, that's what I would really like to do at some point. At some point, maybe leave the job at some point, get a bigger kitchen and talk while I'm cooking. I think I would like that. I think I would like that.
Yeah, it's funny when I moved into this farmhouse that I just bought, has a huge kitchen with that big island in the middle.
Yeah, okay, I'm envious.
I think, listen, I still don't believe it's mine, Toddie. I walk around and touch it and rub my hand across it, and then I'm like, oh, I got to wipe that off instead. But no, listen, I'm so grateful to have this because it was a long time for me that I didn't have my own home. I rented, and this is all I wanted. I wanted to make a home for my whole family, my kids, my grandkids, and I just have to walk around and I look around and say, I can't believe we're here. Like I'm here now. But anyway, long story short.
That's awesome though. No, listen, we're not going to let that slide like that because this channel is about recovery, and you've lost a son and you've lost a grandson.
Right.
And this is after that. And
I,
go on.
I lost my ability to work and do the work that I loved, because of my accident at work. And I never thought I'd have a home again, and anyway, so the point about the big kitchen, I thought, wow, we could bake Christmas cookies here if any of us know how to bake in this house, and my son does know how to bake, my older son, but I sit and think about, wow, we could put it on YouTube. Us in the kitchen, how entertaining, and I think about it. And I mean, I'm sure I'll do something like that eventually, but I'm happy to have this big kitchen. That's what made me want this house. It was just, I walked in and I felt at home, even though I had all the issues once I got in and it just about fell down around my feet. I'm fixing all the little things that need to be fixed, and I'm still very grateful that it's mine, and I'm happy to be there. And I think we're going to make some good memories in that.
I definitely think so. I definitely think so too. Toddie, how do you feel counseling? Did you feel like a good percentage made it out using the 12 steps? Well, so I'm still friendly with a lot of the kids that are now adults. A couple of them didn't make it. A couple of the counselors didn't make it.
That's tough.
But a couple of them did make it. And A couple of them have gone beyond, their wildest dreams. So, uh, I'd probably say, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, probably 50-50. You got to remember kids think that they're invincible. So I know that some of the kids went back to it and later straightened their life out. The first rehab or second or third rehab didn't take. So, I've watched and I see some of them are still struggling to this day. Some of them have passed on from fentanyl. Somebody who I really cared about, who was a kid that, obviously they were an adult, and when they became an adult, I became like, I don't want to say like a mentor per se, but it definitely is an older person, and we'd meet for lunch and stuff, and everything was great in their life, and then we had lost contact, and then they reached out to me, and then they were going to come and live in Florida because they were in a bad situation. And then I hadn't heard from them, and then I found out that they died from fentanyl. So, yeah. So yeah, yeah. I don't know how to answer that. Those that I guess wanted to did. Those that weren't able to didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, yep. Sometimes it takes a few stints before people can get it right. Yep,
And sometimes they don't at all.
that's
I,
correct.
my son was in and out. I can't even, I've lost track of the times that he was in treatment. And it got to
Yeah.
the point where if he would come to me and say, I think I need to go away, I was so disgusted at the fact that he'd gone so much. And I'd say, for what? Are you going for you? Are you going for me? Who are you going for?
Right. Right.
Don't do it for me because I'm bitching all day. Do it because you want to go. You're not doing me any
Right.
favors. And anybody who's had to deal with this can understand where I was coming from when I said that to him. If you're going, go for you, not for me, or because, dad's complaining or whatever. Go because you want to go. And unfortunately, I mean, he went, like I said, I couldn't tell you how many times. And,
And each time they go, you want to give hope, and that you're on that hope train, right? And then after a while, like, that hope train, you don't believe in it anymore.
right. And you can't help feeling that way after so
Right.
many, I mean, we would pay the airfare to send him somewhere, wherever he was going to go. You had to usually buy your own way there. And
Yes.
we would do that. And then 2 days later, I'd get a call that he left. And then he's calling me after he's strung out on the streets somewhere else. I need to get back home. So then another ticket.
Right.
And, it was like you just, after so many times, of being called an enabler by the professionals, I got tired of being labeled that. And I would say, no, I'm not sending you a ticket. And then at night, when I would be in my warm bed after having a nice hot shower, I would feel guilty for leaving him out on the street somewhere. And it was a horrible, horrible thing to deal with.
Yeah. So yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, like, I remember, having hope with Jen. She's got this. She's got, and then I realized it was bigger than her. It's not that she didn't want it; it was just bigger than her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here, my pal Sal Vintage. I don't know anybody who got it the first time.
Yeah,
I've
I don't
never
either.
met somebody who didn't relapse at all and just got it the first time. Even when I was quitting myself and didn't have anything to do with groups or anything, it was just me leaving. I managed to find drugs where I moved to. It was a little harder, a little more difficult, and I did use, and I was like, yeah, this was one of the reasons why I'm leaving. And so I did relapse, but I did catch myself after and was like, I can't keep, how many states are there? I can't keep running. There's always apparently going to be drugs.
Oh, yeah.
I have to just stand up and say this isn't what I want. But unfortunately, I think relapsing is part of it, you know. You can't expect you out of everyone else, bro. I don't know what that's what. If
Because my pal Sal said 36 years sober, no relapse.
that's awesome.
Amazing.
Wait a minute, that's absolutely great. That's great.
Yeah.
But I'm listen, there's sobriety. What I'm saying to you is before you got your 36 years, did you not relapse one time before you got your 36 years? Because more than if you didn't, congratulations, you're the first person in all of my years, including as a drugs counselor, including in the jail. You'd be the first person that didn't relapse one time. So what I'm saying is it's very important to realize if you relapse, it's not the end. If you relapse, okay, you relapsed, let's get it together again and let's get sober again and let's try to leave that relapse as the last one. Please don't look at a relapse as a failure and you're just going to keep relapsing. Don't let it be your excuse to keep using. Please don't do that.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just reading this. So, I know that you got right. I see that you wrote right. I don't know about what it is. So was that, I don't know, was that the first time you got yourself sober and you never relapsed at all the first time? Because I don't know how to read that. And again, if you did that, you're the first person I know. And I'm not trying to give you a hard time about it. And good for you. That's great for you. But that's just not the way it is. And it's very important on this channel. Very, 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 very important to realize if you relapse, do not use it as an excuse to continue. Please don't do that. Please, if you relapse, realize, okay, I relapsed. This might be why I relapsed. And get yourself into a program, get yourself out of that situation. Do not use relapse as an excuse to keep using. That's most important. My friend who struggled with addiction and I were just discussing that last night. He doesn't believe that realistically a person won't relapse at least one time after treatment getting sober. Unfortunately, that does happen. Congratulations, Drone. Trying to get your comment up here. And for some reason, I can't. Here we go. Anyway. Made it after Suboxone doctor's appointment. Whatever it is that you need to keep yourself straight, do it. And there's a reason why Suboxone's on the market for that reason.
Right.
So don't be ashamed to use something that's on the market for the reason it's on the market for.
Right.
Congratulations, Drone. Good for you. Good for you.
Wow.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's great, man. Okay, so there is a difference between a drug addict and a drug abuser. So I think that's what's going on here. There are people that use drugs recreationally. They're not drug addicts.
Right.
You know, they just go out and they'll use and they won't use again until the situation arises. They don't go out and they don't buy shit. Nothing. They might not even have alcohol in their house, but when they go out to a bar, maybe they drink like a fish, but while they're home, they don't drink like a fish. That's not an alcoholic, right? That's somebody that just abuses alcohol when they have it. Somebody that abuses drugs when they have it. There's a difference between a drugs abuser and an addict. So I'm really talking about addicts that are in the perpetual use of using, not so much people that have experimented and used a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking one against the other. They're both really not good, right? So, but I think that that's where there's a difference here in the people that, you know, can use and they don't have to use anymore, or they don't want to use anymore, or they don't use anymore. That's not a drug addict. That's somebody that just abused drugs at a certain time in their life. So I think that there's a difference there.
I had a conversation with my daughter's girlfriend over the weekend. We were talking about, it's just different people their age, you know, they're under 30. And we got on the topic of drinking. If you have a drink every day after work, are you an alcoholic? And I said, well, I mean, to me, I thought, well, do you have to have that drink, or you're just doing it socially, or do you need it because you're shaking or you feel, you know?
Right.
So I wasn't, and I'm like, yes, I think, but I don't, you know, I didn't know how to really answer the question, you know? So what do you think, Toddie? Are you an alcoholic if you have a drink every day after work? If you don't need the drink, you just do it socially.
Well, no, I mean, if some people come home from work and that's how they unwind,
right,
by having, you know, a drink. No, I don't consider that an
right, because they
alcoholic.
don't need it. They're not.
And if they don't have that drink at 5 o'clock the next day, if now we're talking about somebody that comes home and has a drink,
Right.
okay, not somebody that drinks from 5 o'clock when they get home till falling asleep and then starting again. That's different. Somebody that just comes home from work and has a drink to unwind and then continue on with their day. No, I wouldn't consider them an alcoholic. They're not going to get sick if they don't ever drink again.
Right.
No, that's not going to happen to them. So no, I don't. You have to remember too that there's people. I mean, not everybody that buys alcohol is an alcoholic. There are responsible people that drink, you know, and they shouldn't be shamed for that. I am not one of those people because I don't really like alcohol at all, but I wouldn't shame somebody that came home from work and that's how they unwind, you know, however they unwind. Some people come home and they want to take long walks with their dog. That's how they unwind.
Right.
You know? Some people come home and smoke a joint. That's what I do. Not all the time, but sometimes, yeah. I'm not going to die if I don't come home and there's no weed. I might go buy some, but I'm not going to die.
Right.
You know?
But it was because I was quick to answer. And then I'm like, no, wait, I don't know. Like I wasn't sure what the right answer was for that, you know?
And you don't have to be right with your answer. You don't know could be the perfect answer.
Right. And that's where we left it. We weren't sure.
Yeah. Because even with a degree to diagnose, you can't really diagnose somebody you've not met. You know what I'm saying? So it would only be an opinion. And you know what they say about opinions?
Yes. We all have one.
Exactly.
I left out the other part.
But we know what we know. We've seen the movie.
Right. Yes. I'm just trying to read some of the comments, but you know, my eyes are slow. I don't get it as quick as you do for some reason. I can't keep up, but I'll leave that to you.
Not a problem. Jeanette, just one day at a time if that's the best you could do. And if that's too much, 1 minute at a time.
Yeah.
And this is very important. This stuff like this is why you don't do shit on your own, people.
Xanax by yourself, cold turkey, not a good. That's not good. That's supposed to be in a controlled environment by a doctor. Like
absolutely.
You know, definitely.
Absolutely.
That's scary to me.
So here, this is interesting, and this isn't to throw anybody. I almost said it's not to throw stones at anybody, but then I realized that had to do with your name. So I don't know. This does need to be addressed. This is something that we kind of talked about last week too, if I remember correctly. So even though you think you're physically dependent, you're not an addict. I don't know. I don't know. And my first husband is completely different. He will still lie. It changed him completely. Okay. So I'm not trying to shame anybody at all. There's a few ways of looking at this. One, people could say that about you. Maybe you've changed, but you haven't seen that change because you're you. And yeah, so your husband went to an extreme where he stole stuff from it. It doesn't mean that he's any more of an addict. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. It's addict. It's big. It's got a spectrum. Okay. It that's the word. That's the word. I'm a recovering drug addict. I don't think so, though. I think honestly that I just abused. I feel like I just abused drugs because when I wanted to stop, I was able to stop. So, but I still use drugs. So here's a good example. I worked in a jail where people very much like me were doing time for my behavior. I was lucky I didn't get caught. They got caught. We still did the same thing.
Right.
So whatever you would call them, you would call me, except I wouldn't have the criminal record, but the behavior was there. I just didn't get caught, right?
Right.
So just like addict, it's a big word, right? So somebody could be an addict without being a thief.
I wanted to jump in there.
The word thief,
Right.
as well as a thief, but it doesn't. Addicts are just not used for people that steal and that have affected other people's lives. It's affected their life, and when you affect your life, you're affecting everybody else's life who loves you around you.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it goes, right?
I think I've said before on the show, Toddie, that not all people addicted steal and commit crime.
That's what we said last week, right?
Attorneys have money to go out and buy their dope. They're not stealing, but they're still addicted.
Right.
So it's, it depends on, I guess, your financial situation, what you become. I mean, if you keep doing it long enough, you might be out there stealing to get it if you lose everything. But not all people addicted are people that steal and commit crime, and it's, just wanted to put that out there.
No, I agree. It comes down to this addiction debilitating your life. One thing I don't like is people explaining withdrawals like the flu. No one sells their car to get thermos. Well, I don't think it's like the flu. I think that there might be people that experience withdrawal like the flu, but there are people that don't have that much intake of the drugs because somebody could take Percocet 4 times a day and prescribed for, let's say, 30 days. And then the doctor says, yeah, that's enough. Now you're going to go to ibuprofen. Well, you probably will experience flu-like symptoms. You're not going to experience the more dangerous symptoms or the more extreme symptoms as the person that's taking 50 a day or the person that's taking heroin as opposed to something different. So I think that, hardcore drugs users that are trying to get clean, obviously, if they're going through withdrawal, it's going to be a lot more extreme than somebody who's taking Percocet 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? So I think extreme for those people, absolutely, it's much worse, 100 times much worse than the flu. But I understand why some people would say, I felt like the flu. It depends on how long they were taking it, what they were taking, the dosage they were taking, all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how Gino described it because, I wouldn't know what it was like to go through withdrawal. So he would say to me, you don't understand. My whole body hurts. I feel I'm sick, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to do other things, That's how he explained it. It felt like having a really bad case of the flu.
Right,
because to me, I wouldn't understand it any other way,
Right. And I think that's a very good point. What is he supposed to tell you it feels like so that
Right.
you can understand what it feels like?
Exactly. And I've seen him go through it. And I've also seen someone going through alcohol withdrawal, and it's not a pretty sight.
Not at all.
It's not something I ever want to see again.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of stuff. I don't claim to know everything. I can only say what I've experienced, and it's not pleasant. And I can imagine what the person is feeling, the person going through it, just by seeing them.
See, but didn't you have the 12-step program the times before? But one time it stuck for you.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's great that you were able to have the grace, or that God gave you the grace and the time to go back and get it right.
Yeah.
We don't always have that time. Yeah. It's not always given.
And sometimes I think it's an age thing. Like when Gino was younger and this was going on, he just didn't have the ability to comprehend the 12 step. I think he just wasn't thinking. He just knew that he wanted to go do what he wanted to do. As he got older, he started to get it. And the more times he went to treatment. And then prior to his death, he said to me, I just decided, like, I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to do this. And he got it, but then something happened and he didn't have it anymore. It just, when you think everything's okay, because he used to say to me, I'm always going to be a drug addict. Doesn't mean I'm always actively using, but I'm always going to be an addict. That's what he told me. And I didn't know that. I thought, oh, he's clean, so he's not an addict anymore.
Right.
And that's not
recovering true. Addict.
Right. Yeah. So, he taught me a few things.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we have a few people. I'm cold, so hang on. We have a few people in the comments that are talking about people stealing people's drugs. People that are legitimately giving medication and people taking it. People, spouses or partners taking it. Jeanette, what's going on with you? I can't find the comment where you're sick or something. I just saw Jamie's comment about having a cracker.
Oh.
So I don't know what's going on with you, Jeanette, but I hope that you feel better.
Somebody said doctors are the biggest problem.
Some of them are, absolutely.
I call some doctors drug dealers. That's what they are. Even to this day, after everything that has gone on in the world, doctors, some doctors are still pushing the drugs. They're still writing the scripts and getting away with it. It happens all the time.
Yep, absolutely. I'm reading comments. Let's see. Gabapentin 4 times a day, and I can stop it at any time. Without side effects in my pain. There you go. So see, alcohol withdrawal can kill you. Definitely. So can Valium. If you just, that's why you guys gotta. Yeah. The guys that are in active addiction and such, you got to reevaluate your life, because this ain't it.
It doesn't end well in most cases.
You should never be embarrassed to go to rehab. They expect to see you come back. I hate to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
They expect to see you come back. You shouldn't. And they don't get any joy out of it. They just know it takes a while sometimes for it to stick.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you, Carolyn. You can't imagine how bad withdrawals are. And, I think it's personal too. Everybody's got their own level of pain and stuff. Yes, it absolutely is random. Uh, Addiction. We talked about that. How anybody, rich, poor.
Yeah. The only difference is if you have money, you're not out stealing to support your habit, you know. And even I gotta say, even, when Gino was at his worst, he wasn't like robbing stores or people. He took from us,
Right, right,
still
right,
things
right.
that we had bought him, you know. Um, Not that that's okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but yeah. Listen, everybody has their own way of supporting their habit. You know, I guess it depends on how desperate you get. You do what you got to do to not feel sick or whatever.
Yeah. It's funny. I agree, Edie. I agree with that. There's a reason why pain medicine is there. You shouldn't, yes, you shouldn't have to pay for what the doctors did by with that medication. You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's pain medication. It's so
Right,
that we're not supposed to suffer.
right. But I found a lot of doctors are not willing to write scripts for it. I had a spinal fusion surgery, and that doctor wouldn't hear of giving. He gave me 10 Percocet when I left the hospital, and I took that in 2 days. I was in pain. I couldn't get
Right,
out
of
of bed to
course.
go to the bathroom. And I called there and they said, no, that's what you got, the 10. That's it. You're not getting any more medicine. And I'm like, what do you think And they said, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
And
So I got to be honest with you. I have a friend that went through a surgery and she learned the hard way. And she had a few more surgeries to go through, and she had to find a doctor that was going to take care of her afterwards. She
a
was like,
lot
I
of
don't
them,
want to fight with this. I don't want to fight with this. You know that the recovery for this surgery is this long. I don't want to fight with any of the medication at the end. I want to know that I'm going to be taken care of. And so that's exactly the thing. It's the bullshit of the doctors. Again, they went and got all the money back from prescribing this shit,
yeah,
saying that it's non-addictive, killing thousands upon thousands of people.
yeah,
And then they want to act like, oh, we can't do that anymore. You have pain medicine for a reason. Prescribe it the way you're supposed to prescribe
right,
it, and do it right the first time. Don't make your patients suffer, and don't make other people suffer. And how about you just not be so fucking greedy? How's that?
exactly. That's what I say. But I have chronic pain from the failed surgery I had, and I'm supposed to have another surgery to fix that surgery, and I won't do it because I'm afraid that I'm going to be in more pain after this next surgery than I am now, and I won't do it
I
because
don't
there's
blame you.
nothing out there for my pain. And
No,
so
there's stuff out there for your pain. There's just doctors that,
I'm not going to find a doctor
right, right,
because
right,
listen, I've looked, not that I want to be on pain meds, but out of desperation, I'm in pain. I don't sleep. I can't do things that
right.
I normally would do. And sometimes I would like to take, I don't have an addictive personality per se when it comes to like medicine or alcohol. I can take it or leave it. But I would like to be able to know that I have a pill that if I'm feeling really, really horrible, I could take it and get some
Right.
relief. And
Right.
when I explain that to a doctor, they just go into this preaching about how addictive these things are and they don't prescribe anymore. And you don't get any medication for
Yeah,
pain.
that's not the doctor that I would go to because
Right.
their failed mistakes aren't mine. You know what I mean? Like, don't use me as an example for you. I got my
Exactly.
own
That's what I
examples.
say. I get so annoyed by it. But I guess with everything that happens, some doctors are just overly cautious now. And those are the doctors that I seem to find. I don't find any of those that say, sure, let me give you this.
Yeah.
Not that I want that. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm very fortunate. Um, I'm going for a Botox in the neck tomorrow. My
Oh,
Botox, it'll
wow.
be the first time I'm going to get that, so I'm hoping that I will get relief.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I did, you know, injections and epidurals and stuff, but nothing seems to work. I think I have a lot of nerve damage. That's how it was explained to me, and I don't think you can fix that.
yeah,
I don't know.
no, it doesn't. I have it. That's I'm trying. That's what the Botox is for the nerve pain and back here. So I'm hoping that'll work.
Well, I hope so.
Um, I agree, gutter snipe.
Yeah, exactly.
Karen says that there is stuff. Absolutely, there is stuff. I don't know that they all work.
Yeah, no, I know there's natural things too. I told you what I've been using that I call it weed ointment. I don't you know, we've talked about this.
The topical stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
And it does take the edge off. I think I've said that, but it
yeah,
doesn't take it totally away, but allows me to be able to move freely at night and toss and turn and not be screaming out in agony.
right.
But it doesn't take it totally away.
Yeah, but at least it helps. But see what I'm saying? Like why? Well, your doctor should be working on stuff that helps you with pain. You shouldn't be your own doctor. They charge a hell of a lot for you to be your own doctor. But I've said over and over and over and over again that we live in a self-serve country and pay a premium for living here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Toddie go? I don't see her anymore. Oh, I think she's coming back. There she is.
Yeah, I popped myself off here by accident.
I'm like,
Sorry.
wait a minute, I got real big on the screen. I don't
Yeah,
have a lot of attention.
I'm sorry. That was something that I hit that by accident. Okay, so this is stuff I remember when this came out.
I've seen this somewhere. Where have I seen it?
Well, first of all, it's mad old. It's about 25 years old, Sammy.
Okay.
And it used to be really expensive when it first came out. I don't know how much it is now, but I remember it was really expensive. And there were concerns about that, about Sammy.
Oh, wow.
First came out. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know that we ever took it. But I remember because Jen and I were looking at it
Oh, wow.
for
I've
something.
seen it. I just never looked into it. And then I have this whole, I get so afraid to try something because what if it does this to me or what? I'm just one of those people that I Google something and read the side effects. And if I read it, then I'm going
Don't
to
do
have
that.
it. I know you think I'd know better, but I do that all the time. And unfortunately, my Brianna is the same way. She must get that from me. Like she'll read, oh no, look, this is what's going to happen or this. And, you know, of course, 2 hours later, if she takes something or tries something, she's got those side effects. She's calling me. I think I should go to the emergency room. This is happening or that, you know. So, yeah, it's not a good way to be.
Yeah. So this Carissa says she takes one. Listen, they were really expensive when they came out, so they've come down in price. The Sammy, you used to be able to get them at at Walmart. I think that's where
What
they
is it like a vitamin or something or what?
it was. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was all I think homeopathic, and it was supposed to help with a few things. You could look it up online. I don't want to because I don't remember exactly. Um, I take something from my migraines, guys, and I'm not messing with it because I've been taking it for a long time, and it's the only thing that works, and I can still work on it and everything. So,
Well, that's good.
um, does anybody have anything else that they would like to share? I'm reading comments. I can take no supplements for this person. I'm going one. Okay, well, Jamie's going kayaking on Wednesday.
Wow.
Walmart 25 for 40 pills. Okay, so Walmart's still selling them. That's the Sammy.
Oh, okay.
Does it work right away, or do you have to have it in your system for a minute, Carissa? I'm going to check out Sammy. Marissa says, but I'm asking if it has to build up in your system, or do you get relief from the first one?
Yeah, I wonder.
Well, I'm sure Carissa's still here. She'll answer us.
Toddie, am I allowed to talk about my channel briefly to let you know?
No, absolutely not. You can't talk about anything other than drugs here, lady. Yes, absolutely. You can.
I just wanted to share with you that I don't know when I'm
Hang
going
on
to
one second. The answer, Carissa, she says it takes a
few
few weeks to
weeks.
build up. So that was an important thing. People should,
So,
hi, Mindy. I'm glad you're back. So, guys,
oh, there's
Rebecca's going to
Mindy.
talk. Rebecca's
I was
gonna,
just going to talk about Mindy. That's funny
oh,
she
okay.
popped on.
Okay.
So I'm doing on my channel, we're going to talk about, I'm actually going to interview a retired DCP&P social worker. If you don't know what DCP&P is, it's the Child Protection Agency. They have many different names in different states, but and she's going to kind of help us understand what went wrong with Corey's case. She's worked there for 30 plus years, I believe. She is a legitimate social worker, unlike some of the people that they hire these days to work in these agencies. So I just wanted to share that. It should be a good show and a lot of insight and information for those, maybe dealing with similar situations. But I just wanted to mention it here in case anybody here is dealing with anything regarding child abuse, custody, etc., because of course that would trigger someone who has other issues. So that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Nope, that's all good, but we need to do better. Let's hang on. We need to I'm trying to get your channel so that I can just put a link up for it. And you didn't give out the name of your channel. You just said my channel.
No,
You didn't give out the time.
I'm not trying to get free advertisement or anything. I just wanted to mention it and,
Well, you just teased half of the people here, lady.
Oh, sorry.
This is our show. It's not my show. So every week I have to remind you that. Okay.
Right.
This is our show. It's not my show. And
I know,
the
but I don't
advertising going on your channel is not a problem. We just have to do it correctly.
Right.
So the name of the channel is Can You Hear Me Now, right?
Yes.
So how come I can't bring it up? Because, oh, wait a minute. No.
It's maybe the way you're typing it in. It's Can You Hear Me Now? Question mark exclamation, because I'm kind of shouting it.
Okay.
So what was again? I thought I saw Mindy say something about she can't answer questions, and that's right. She's going to be on the show and we're going to talk. I call it an interview. She's mostly just going to discuss what, protocol is and where it was failed with Corey's case. She can't really answer any specific questions, and she had nothing to do with Corey's case. She'd already retired by then.
Right. I'm trying to find, I still can't find this. Like, and I am on this channel. That's the weird bit. Like,
I think it's still a channel. I'm not very active, but I do think it's still there.
Yeah, for some reason I can't find it. Jamie, can you find that for me by chance? I can't find it. Can you find that for me, Jamie, and possibly send me a text link of it so I could put it up here? I don't know why I can't find it. Hang on. I think I know why I can't find it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread. Mindy said she can answer questions, but probably, I mean, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is she didn't have any involvement in Corey's case, but has researched it thoroughly. So maybe she can answer some questions.
Right. Okay. Hang on one second. I think that. Let me see if I could do it this way. Hang on. I don't know why I can't find this.
Huh. I don't know.
Hang on. I don't even know if Jamie's still on here, but
I
I
think
can't.
she is. I think she said, hold on, she was going to look for it or something, I believe.
Okay. Okay. I can't find it.
Hmm.
Hang on a second. Hang on. All right. I found it. And I'm subscribed to it. So I don't know
Hmm.
why it took so long for this to come up. This is ridiculous. Okay, hang on. All right. I found it, Jamie. All right, so let me try to put it up over here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay. There it is.
Somebody asked, I thought I saw it, but then it went away. I don't know where it went. Where I read my last letter, and that was on Justice for Corey on Facebook. But Toddie and I will be doing something, or I should say Toddie mostly, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. But we're going to do something. I believe we're doing it on August 2nd. Is that right, Toddie?
That's correct.
Um,
That's a
and
Saturday.
yeah, so if anybody wants to look out for that. We'll post about, the time and all that. Um, it'll be an interesting live, I think, this one.
We're going to try to do it from Rebecca's channel. Um, but we will definitely post everything that needs to be posted on this channel to give direction to Rebecca's channel so that you guys will be able to come here and see, just to click on. It'll be in my posts, so you guys will just click on it and it'll go to Rebecca's channel.
Right. And
We got to get Rebecca's channel ready for that, so we're going to be working on that this week.
yeah, I'm under construction, if that's the right word.
Yeah, yeah. We just got to get a StreamYard hooked up to it. It shouldn't be
Yeah,
any problems. We're going to do that together.
I think I can handle that if you're walking me through it, I'm sure.
Yep, we could do it. Yeah, here it is, guys. It's right under me. The channel name and the link to the channel to subscribe to that channel.
I plan to focus more on this channel soon. It's just I've had, with moving, and you know how it is, Toddie. I'm not making excuses. It's just moving and all the stuff that happened once I got in the house. And I haven't had the time to really sit and hit buttons and move around and look at YouTube. I don't have a good understanding yet, and I don't have time to focus so much right now. Like, I'm trying to commit more time to it, but with everything that happened once I moved, it was just hard to really. I just expected the move to go smoother and my studio would be done and I'd be up there with the nice lights and all that, and it's just hasn't happened that way. But I'm used to that. Life doesn't happen the way I plan it. Like, if
Yeah,
that were the case, I would have been retired and living a good life right now. And, that didn't happen.
and it will get easier once you get going on it. I promise. That's what Jamie says. And Jamie just started her channel not long ago.
And I think about her because I remember at some point, I think when I subscribed to her was when she said something about wanting to get to 500 subscribers. And I said, well, let me help this woman along. Let me, and I thought, wow, she's new and she's doing it, and I thought, I think I can do this. I mean, Toddie, of course, you're my number one inspiration. But then when I see other people, just we can do this. Everybody has a shot of being able to do this.
Absolutely.
Everybody has an audience out there somewhere,
Absolutely.
and we may not all have the same type of audience, but
that's right.
I know I
We
can
all
do
have
it.
something to offer people.
Right. Exactly.
And we should always remember the value that we have. We have a lot of value, so we have to remember that in life, and we
Right.
have to make sure that people treat us the way that, because we show people how to treat us, right?
Right. Exactly. And they treat us how we allow them to treat us.
That's correct. That's
If
correct.
you allow it, it continues.
That's correct. That's why you got to put your foot down.
Right. And, with the YouTube thing, I look at other content creators and I admire them, and I think, but I don't need to be that big. I don't need that.
Well, that's, first of all, that, let me tell you that has nothing to do with, you can't decide on that. That's not going to be your decision, just so you know.
Right.
That's going to be the decision of the people that follow you. So don't go in there with, I'm just going to keep it small, or I'm just going to go big.
But I'd be okay with that.
The best
What I mean? If I get 100 subscribers, I'm okay with that. I don't need 20,000. Would I like it? Sure. I want my story out there. I want people to want to tune in and watch me. But it's okay if I don't have that many too. If I have 100 people, I'm okay with that too.
Right. I don't know why my friend keeps calling me. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. This might be an emergency. I don't know. Because that's kind of weird. And then I got somebody else hitting me up, so I don't know what's going on. So Rebecca's email is Rebecca Michelo, and then the number 3
at Gmail.
Yeah, I'm gonna just type it. I'm just typing it. Okay. All right, hang on one second, because I got a concerned friend. Yeah, so there's a lot of things have come up, and I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm just doing a live stream, but I'm going to call you after that and let you know what's going on, so that you know what's going on. Don't think that I speak to my friends any different than the way that I speak to you guys, in circles. There's a lot going on. I can't tell you what's going on, but I'll tell you what's going on as soon as I'm off this, and then I'll let you know what's going on, just so that you guys know that. So this is, I think, is this person from you?
Oh yeah, she's a friend of mine, and for Justice for Corey. And thanks, Mindy. She's always there to help me. I'm telling you, she just goes above and beyond. I appreciate that, though.
Right, and this is from somebody with support. This is for you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my goal. I
this
want.
is our troublemaker here in the group.
Yeah, I just, I want to tell the story. I want the entire story to be told, not what everybody saw on court TV or, during trial. I just want to tell the whole story.
So, guys, you could email Rebecca at RebeccaMichelow3@gmail.com.
If anybody sends a phone number, I email back and forth for a minute, and then I do eventually call or give out my number. So yeah, that's a possibility.
I haven't heard about the Corey situation. I'm sure you have. You just might not know that you have. Yeah. So Rebecca lost her grandson to his dad, unfortunately, and Rebecca's family tried really hard to protect Corey, but unfortunately, the system didn't work in her favor, and Corey died at the hands of his dad. That's what happened. Let's see. I have a question. I have always wondered why not just deal with the sickness to get over that hump is dealing with, as far as you're not okay. I think we're talking about addiction here, right?
Probably withdrawal. Is that what they're referring to?
Yeah, no doubt. And it's first of all, you could die if you don't know what you're doing. So don't take it upon yourself to do that. And second of all, you want to die in lieu of going through withdrawal. So again, you would need help. You just would need help, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why people have jobs, to help.
Right.
Rebecca's channel is Can You Hear Me Now? Hang on. I had it up here, but then I started putting up the email address. So this is the name of the channel again, guys. Right there. Yes, withdrawals can absolutely kill you. Bouncing Tigger says, Rebecca, sending hugs and prayers to you and your family.
Thank you.
Does anybody have anything else that they'd like to talk about this week? It's crazy because, like I said, I take my Xanax every other month. Been doing it for the last 5 years because I really don't like taking it. Shelly, if that's what works for you and it's not harming you and you've been doing it for 5 years, you don't need anybody in this chat or anybody in these comments to tell you what you're doing. If you're not getting sick and it's working for you and the doctors are prescribing it, then it's working for you, Shelly. You don't need anybody's permission. Nobody's shaming you. You don't need that. You need to just take care of you and keep this with you and your doctor and do what's working for you. And just make sure that your doctor's aware of it. You don't need approval from anybody in this group or outside of this group or me or Rebecca or anything. So please, just take care of you for you. And everybody thinks, and this isn't anything, we got a great community here and everything is coming from a good place. I totally believe that. But people can't speak for other people and how much they're addicted or how much they're not addicted. And I can't do it either.
Everyone's different. Every case
is
different.
You're okay. If you haven't had any issues and you're just going by things we're talking about, you have a unique situation. We're talking about people that take Xanax for recreational use, usually more than 4 times a day. Right. This doesn't apply to you. You are somebody who's taking drugs as being directed to take drugs. And you have a chronic problem. Let all the titles go and just take care of yourself and live your life. Don't let people decide for you if you're a drug addict or not. Don't
Right.
let somebody dictate to you who you are. Please don't do that. That's not what this is about. And
No,
that's not what's going on in the comments either.
no. We recognize everybody's different. We all know that. Like, I have a prescription for Xanax and I have a bottle at home, and I just have to look at it and feel better. I don't ever have to open it. Just knowing I have it,
Right.
or when I'm having an episode, I'll call it, it helps me. I never have to take one. I just knowing I have it works for me. But not everybody's like me, and I know that. Everybody's different.
Right.
What works for me doesn't work for Toddie or whoever,
Right,
everybody.
right. And I wouldn't tell anybody what to do. I can't tell anybody what to do.
Right.
I don't want to be that. I'm not that responsible. I don't want to be that responsible.
Nope.
I mean, you have doctors and stuff, but let's understand that there's many different doctors, right? I mean, there's more than one doctor out there. So if you're not getting what you need from one doctor because of his philosophy, by all means, go to another doctor.
Right.
Not everybody's going to share this guy's philosophy or this woman's philosophy. We don't know. Maybe they got penalized for giving out too many drugs and they're not allowed to give them out. And instead of saying, hey, listen, I screwed up and gave out too many, now I'm restricted in what I could give out, they're not going to admit that. They're going to say, we don't do that because of what's happened. They're not going to say, oh, we fucked up and gave out too many and got too much of a kickback. Who's going to say that? So please, if you're not getting what you need from your doctor and you're being legitimate, go to another doctor. You have the right to do that.
Right.
You're paying for this shit. You have the right to do that. And it's absolutely important to advocate for yourself.
Definitely.
And show me some love and hit the like button.
That's funny.
Well, that's what Kathleen said after the other one. So I figured I'll read her comment too. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Kathleen.
I think Kathleen's always the first person waiting for the show on Monday mornings. I love that. I think I got on this morning. I can't see how many people are on, I guess, unless they comment. So I saw her say good morning or something. So I came on and said, good morning, everyone. And then I said, oh, I mean Kathleen, because you're the only one here. But I don't know if she was, because maybe other people were and they just hadn't commented. But
okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you see so do you see where it says live and it shows how long we've been on talking?
No.
Okay.
I can see, what I see is the messages or the comments, but it doesn't tell me how many people are here. It just shows me the comments.
So don't look at the comments. Look at where we are on the screen.
Okay.
Look over my head, where my head is. Do you see?
I see live for an hour and 33 minutes or something. Okay. I do see that.
Okay. Do you see like like an eyeball? Then it has a number next to it.
No.
Okay. Well, on the live stream so I see the same thing you see, but I see how many people are watching.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get that information.
Yeah. So next to the live, there's a little eyeball and it says 50 people. It had 51. But now we're down to 47. So yeah, so that it tells me, and I'm sure it would tell you when you start doing your streams from streaming.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Thank you for I love that. I love that you guys wake up to I love that. I love that. I know it's been told that I'm addicted. Hang on here. Here we go again. Okay, so again, you can't let somebody determine who you are. How easy would that be? That's an asshole. That's a good person. That's a shitbag. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you walked around and just had a bunch of people pointing to you and deciding what you were in life, you would not have any identity. You have to hold your own identity and be sure of who you are. So when people do throw shit in your face, you know what to accept and what not to accept. Right. People will give you baggage to carry because they're too lazy to carry it. If you open up your hands and take it, they're going to give it to you. Don't take it. You
And
know,
it,
just because somebody calls you something doesn't mean you have to agree with it.
right. And sometimes people do that because they feel like shit about themselves. So they have to make you feel like shit. So,
Right. Exactly. 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 So Mindy had written in here, those people that don't know Corey's story. First of all, go to the Facebook page. The Facebook page, I think, goes into great detail about Corey's story. Is that correct?
yeah, if you go back, I mean, it's not very active lately, just when I post or something, or, there's a few posts, but if you go back in history, you could see a lot.
And you could also go, and I'm not trying to promote my channel, but you could also go to Issues with Toddie One Skip, my other channel, and I have a playlist, and Corey Michello is a playlist that will go in. It tells you all about the story, and I also interviewed Brianna and Rebecca before
Yeah.
Rebecca and I started this. So
Yeah. And honestly, if you just type Corey's name in Google, you'll
you'll
get a
see.
lot of
Yeah,
information.
yeah, yeah. Shelly, you got an awful lot of support here, so I hope that you feel that. So there you go. That's a good thing. You play guitar and keyboards, listening. So send me some stuff that you play.
Nice.
You guys want me to send you stuff that I play, right? Well, I'm ready to call it a week, lady. I'm
Yeah,
ready to
me
call it a
too.
week. I got to go run an errand for a friend and call another friend back who was concerned with me. And then I have some personal stuff to take care of that's going to change my life a little bit, hopefully for the better. And we need to get together to get your channel going. So if you tell me what works for you, we could talk about this after we close
Yeah,
this.
yeah. No, that's fine. We'll figure it out. I know you got other stuff to do, so you just, we'll
Yeah, but
get.
we need to set up a time for this so that we can do this for you. Seriously.
Yes, so I'll be ready,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
I'm still working on the letter, so I'm really gonna think hard about this one. So that's kind of
Absolutely.
consuming my mind right now.
Okay. Well, when you figure out, like that I work nights. So
Yes.
if you figure out maybe this is a good time during the day, the morning to do this so that we could set it up. Reach
Okay.
out to me. You have my phone number. I need you to text me and let me know when it's
I
good.
do. Yeah.
Please. So you got to do this for yourself so I can help you with this.
Yes, I will. I definitely will. Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome. You're very welcome. Guys, I don't know what else to say. Thank you very much, Drew. I appreciate it. I'm going to need that today. Trust me, I'm going to need it today. You guys don't know the half of it. Guys, I thank you as always, always for your support. It means a lot to both me and Rebecca, for sure.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm hoping, anybody that wants to come on the channel, we've said this before. You're welcome to come on. And just all we ask is that the story that you tell is a true story. You know, you don't have to put up your face. You can put an avatar up there. You don't even have to tell us your real name. Just whatever story that you need to share and that you feel will help others. We're all about that.
Definitely.
So with that, I'm going to end this week and wish everybody a great week and thank everybody for showing up for us. And thank you for showing up, Rebecca, all the time you do.
Thank you, Toddie. I love being here.
Well, I appreciate it because I love you being here.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we're going to end it this week. Amy, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so, so much for that. I love that. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and put your channel back on here so people know where to go. Hang on one second. I got to do it. Let me see. I might be able to see if I saved it. Yeah, so here we go. I just want to put it there. People can go to that when we close out. That'll be the last thing people see. All right, guys. So again, thanks everybody for that. Good luck. I'm gonna get the Botox tomorrow. I'm hoping it'll be good.
I hope
And
so too.
yeah, I hope so too. And I appreciate you guys so much. And Rebecca, I'll speak to you this week for sure so that we
Yes,
can get that
definitely.
ready. Okay.
Definitely.
And
Thank you.
no, thank you. And I'll see you guys soon. And we'll see you next week. Rebecca, I'll see you sooner than next week.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, guys. See you later. So